Hello and welcome to this video of making a mesh crochet top. So I've seen these around quite a bit and I really love them, and it's been on my list. I've collected quite a lot of these white balls of cotton. They're just the Flinders 8-ply from Spotlight, which is, you know, pretty cheap. I think I bought them on sale, but I have like 8, maybe 9 balls. So I'm really wanting to use them up, and they're just a really nice off-white color. Yeah, so my inspiration is just here. So we've got the mesh raglan, which I haven't actually done a raglan style before, so I'm going to be doing that for the first time, as well as adding in, hopefully, the granny squares down the middle. So I saw this granny square pattern that I really love, so I want to make these cute granny squares to put sort of at the boob part of the sweater, and then have it be a little bit more cropped. But the raglan, haven't done it before. Fancy granny squares with a bit more pattern in them. So they've got like circles and then turning into other things. So a few little challenges for me, but I needed to film this now because I've got a couple of hours worth of trainings that I need to watch, and I don't have a project on the go at the moment. So I was like, I've got to film the intro just so I can just crochet while I watch, because I find I listen so much better when I am crocheting. So here's my wool, here's the inspo, oops, drop that, come along. So to begin, I need to chain a circle that will fit over my head, apparently. Yeah, I've watched a couple of tutorials on how to do raglan just because I was excited to do it, but I don't know if it's stuck in my head, so we'll see if I get halfway and have to check in with another tutorial. The hook I'm using is a 4mm, which is a little bit bigger than I normally use, just preference wise. But I do think it looks a little better if it's looser, if it's a mesh, because if it's too tight it can end up looking a bit like a fishing net. So I do want to avoid that look, and loose is good. Something nice and stretched out. I saw this thing that was, if you use a bigger hook for your foundation chain, then there's just a little bit more stretch to work with. So I'm thinking maybe I do that. Use a bigger hook for the start, because then you don't have to worry about the tension. You just do normal, but it's going to be a little bit bigger anyway. Do I do that? Probably. This is my one fancier crochet hook by Tulip. I don't know what that means. I don't know about the brand, but we'll try. So foundation chain, able to go over my head with a bigger hook, but I'm going to jump back down to the 4mm once I am done. This is editor Brie. That was a really nice idea, but just so you know, I did pick up the 5mm hook at some point throughout the start of this, so the rest of the project is on a 5mm. Thank you. Okay, so I have an 80 stitch chain, and then for this one I will need stitch markers, but we go from memory. 30% is the front section, 30% is the back panel, and then 20% of those stitches for your sleeves. So pretty much timesing your stitches, like the 80 by 0.2 or 0.3, look at that maths, will get you the amount of stitches you need before you do the increase in each thing. I think my first round is going to be double or triple crochets, actually. Some longer crochets all the way around as the neckline, just so it's a little bit thicker and more sturdy to begin with, but adding in the increases as well, so making sure I have them. Now I'm not sure with the mesh whether that will create an issue after having to add it in later, but we'll see. So I'll get my stitch markers and then keep going. Body. This is how I'm figuring it out. If this doesn't work, I don't know. RP. So I have the first 3 rows all done. if you want a little close-up of how I've done the increases, there we go. So we did double without a slip stitch, not a slip stitch, without a chain in between for this first chain, which was just the treble crochets. And the second one I just did instead of the chain skipping one, I did the start of the chain in the exact same hole. The third one, for my increase, I did the posts of the two that are together, but I also added in the gap treble chain back in that post. So if you want to screenshot that, you can kind of see that hopefully it's opening up to be working out that way. So if I try it on, slides on nicely. It's about there. So honestly, it's a little bit more of a tight collar than I thought it would be, but I guess that will change as it grows. I have a lot of time though, so if I don't like it after a few more rounds, undo it, I start again. That would be sad, but such is life. So it is the evening, as in 5 o'clock, and yes, I'm already in my pajamas, but I am so tired, even though I just worked from home today, because I was so sick last weekend. I have very little energy, so tonight I'm literally gonna crochet and just watch telly and enjoy that dearly, I think. So this is where we're at. The increases are working really well. To grow it, I was a bit scared because I have not done this style of crochet before, so I shouldn't be surprised that it worked, but I am. I've finished the first ball of wool, so you can see where I've reattached it there. I'll have to weave those in later, but I think it looks really good. I'm gonna grow it until it can like go under my armpit without like being too tight, because I hate things being too tight under my arms. And then I will show you where I'm up to. Whether I get there tonight or not, I am unsure, but that's where we're at. Good morning, guys. So it is the next day, a Saturday morning, and my husband's just gone out to run a half marathon, which could not be further from where and how I'm feeling this morning. But before I start crocheting for the day, because I do have a day free to do that, I'm gonna go for a walk with my puppy. Well, my parents' puppy, but adopted puppy currently. Yeah, which will be my first exercise since being sick, so we'll see how that goes. I honestly just want to get my heart rate up a little bit, and not cough. That's the bar we're setting today, to get through it without dying from coughing, which should be okay because I've already spent most of the morning coughing, so hoping it's out of my system. Just want to wash my face and then we'll go. Actually, no. Gonna wash my face, change my sheets, and then we'll go. this is where we ended up last night. I went through 2 and a bit balls, which is quite impressive. I mean, makes sense. It was a few hours of crocheting. But I think I'm almost at the point where I need to join under the armpits. Just about there. But I saw in a tutorial that you do a chain underneath the armpit. But because they join already, I'm unsure whether I need to do that. Potentially just a little one. I'll look up the reasoning why people actually do that, because I'm kind of unsure. Maybe just to create a little bit more space in the sleeve, which could be good. And then I did want to do the granny square panels here, but I'm realizing I can't actually do it there, so it doesn't fully make sense to add them anymore because they'll be like belly height. So I may just do this as a bolero without the granny squares, which is a bit sad, but is what it is. I can do it another time with those pretty squares. So we're heading to a cafe now for breakfast and to keep going. Instead of crocheting at a cafe, we ended up exploring Paddington in Brisbane and going op shopping. So, whoops, I've put a little clip of fun things we saw. I love Brisbane for that. Really good op shop trail. But here, let me flip you, is the bread maker we got for our wedding. And it is getting in some practice rounds of bread. I haven't quite nailed the top, as you can see. It's a little bit pale. I'd love that to be darker, but it's still a great loaf of bread and so easy to use. Yeah. So this is where we're at, with a top part made, joined in the armpits, and then I've done a few extra rows in the body. Now I just got to glue the sleeves and then we are on our way. Where we are up to. The sleeves are done and they are lovely. So I just finished them off with, I think from the increases, it was an extra 24 rows of double crochets and then singles to finish on the end, just so it's a little bit weighted in the final row. But I love it. They are so nice. All I'm going to do now is grow it a little bit longer because I kind of want it to sit just above about where my shorts are. So it's a bit more versatile. I do love the look of just like the bolero, but knowing me, I probably won't wear it because I do like to be a little bit more covered up. Yeah, so let's keep going. We are nearly there. But also as I stand here, look at this guy. So beautiful. So that is it, the jumper top, it is done. Thank you for watching this video. I'm really loving creating these crochet tutorials, so I'm definitely gonna keep going. I love it so much. I ended up doing a single crochet on the ends and on the sleeves just to give it a bit more weight. And then I've obviously got that, what is it called? Double crochet around the neckline. And then skipped a stitch for all of these ones. The raglan look, I love it so much. And obviously there's no front or back because it's even both ways. So I might want to sew a little tag on it. Not that that's really necessary, but I think it would be cute. But other than that, it took 4 days. The mesh is beautiful. If you want to crochet this, it's pretty easy to wing if you follow that little circle pattern I did at the start. If you make it, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.